And I do believe that we have rotten politics, and I'm not using that as an exaggeration.
Everyone are welcome. Now, as we all know, the Ukraine and our media have been screaming for quite some time that Russia are committing war crimes. Now, there's obviously accusations of this on both sides, and also accusations of breaking the Geneva Convention on all sides. Now, my opinion on that will be more along the lines of we'll wait and see what evidence that comes out, and then we'll be able to decide what is true and what isn't, considering the fog of war. Well, here we've got one that seems to be the Ukraine and our Western media breaking the Geneva Convention and therefore committing war crimes. Now, the article that I found is absolutely ridiculous. They're actually trying to say, are we ready for this, that Putin's facing mutiny as Russian troops are shooting themselves dead to escape the Ukraine war horror. Yes, you heard that right. Now, you're probably wondering, how do the Ukrainians know that this is happening? And this is where breaking the Geneva Convention comes in. Vladimir Putin is facing a disastrous mutiny as Russian troops shoot themselves dead on the front line to escape the horror of this war in the Ukraine, a surrendered soldier has claimed. Remember that, everyone. Now, they've even mentioned the soldier's name and his age and have rolled him out in front of the media, subjecting them to public curiosity. Now, you're probably wondering what public curiosity means. Well, it actually means parading them in front of the media and for the world to see, including things like, I don't know, naming said soldier. Now, they say that this is a statement that was uncoerced, completely off his own back, and he requested to be paraded on national television in both the Ukraine and here, and our media, like the Express themselves, are doing exactly the same thing. Many more want to return home, he's supposed to have said, classified as Cargo 300 or wounded, by turning their firearms on themselves to inflict serious injuries. Can you see that happening in any large number? Anyone? The young surrendered soldier claimed in an interview with Ukrainian journalist blah-de-blah-de-blah, who has chronicled Russian captives, numerous Russian captives, for Open Media Ukraine. He knew of two who had taken their own lives out of desperation. So this, in my honest opinion, and in everybody else's opinion, is a war crime by our media and by the Ukraine themselves. Now, what does that constitute? Well, the Geneva Convention, Article 13, states this, and it's regarding the humane treatment of prisoners. And the text of the provision says this: prisoners of war must at all times be humanely treated. Any unlawful act or omission by the detaining power causing death or seriously endangering the health of a prisoner of war in its custody is prohibited and will be regarded as a serious breach of the present convention. In particular, no prisoner of war may be subjected to physical mutilation or to medical or scientific experiments of any kind which are not justified by the medical or dental or hospital treatment of the prisoner concerned and carried out in his interest. Likewise, prisoners of war must at all times be protected, particularly against acts of violence or intimidation and against insults and public curiosity. In other words, parading them. Measures of reprisals against prisoners of war are also prohibited. Now, if you don't think that constitutes a war crime, let me just direct you to the International Red Cross and other international humanitarian groups who have long condemned the filming of POWs for propaganda or public messaging. They said, being exposed to public curiosity as a prisoner of war, even when such exposure is not accompanied by insulting remarks or actions, is humiliating in itself and therefore specifically prohibited. For the purposes of the present article, public should be interpreted as referring to anyone who is not directly involved in handling the prisoners of war, like the media, including other members of the detaining power. Exposure to public curiosity can take many forms. The prohibition undoubtedly covers parading prisoners in public. Moreover, prisoners must not be exposed to humiliation when they leave their camp for work, a transfer to another facility, or are being repatriated. So they're actually saying that just parading them breaks the convention and is in itself a criminal act, i.e. a war crime. Now, obviously, it may be that Russia are doing the same thing. in their media. But seeing as how our media and our government don't deem us as capable of discerning what's a lie and not, they've banned them all, haven't they? So I can't really judge what's happening on the other side, but I can judge our media for breaking the Geneva Convention themselves and parading these soldiers around to the world to ridicule. Absolutely shocking. And they have the cheek to say that Russia are committing war crimes while blatantly doing it themselves. But let me know what you think. I'd like to know your opinion on this one, everyone. If you're new to the channel, you know what to do. Like and share it. I do rely on you for that. Stay sane. I'll see you on the next one.